In this video, I want to go over some dimensions and also a few differences between these two tractors. This is a 2003 Kubota B7500 and this is a 2008 John Deere 2305. Now this is mainly going to be for somebody who might be wanting to borrow one of these machines off of me. That way they get a good idea of what they're all about. So full disclosure is if you don't have any interest in one of these two, then this video is probably not for you. Starting with size comparison, you can tell the B7500 has a nicer looking stance, definitely shorter wheels. So on this one, the front wheels are roughly 21 inches tall and the rear wheels are about 33 inches tall. On the 2305, we got about 17, 18 inch front tires, and on the back, you're about 25 inches. Now your first thought might be, definitely want the larger wheels, and if you need ground clearance, then yeah, that might be something that you want, because this does have a little bit less ground clearance that we'll show you later in this video. But I will say for overall operating, I like the smaller wheels because you have a lower center of gravity and it just feels a lot less tippy on slopes. You would think that this one has more horsepower with the bigger wheels, but it's actually only 21 horsepower, and this one's got I believe 24 horsepower at Yanmar. The next most important dimension is the overall width, and the widest part on this is these Backhoe pads, and they are about 55 inches, 56 inches wide. They stick out. The Kubota's a little skinnier at 52 inches wide, edge to edge from either the outside of the tire or the tiller. They're about the same. And the internal area where the tines are tilling is about 47.5 inches wide. The Kubota bucket raised up at this angle, bottom is about 63 inches off the ground, and the John Deere is a little bit higher at 69 inches. Dimensions on the bucket, the Kubota is about 46 inches interior width, and you can see it does have a little tweak there. So if you're looking for something that's perfect, this is not it, but I've found that doesn't usually affect your performance, for me anyway. I will say it seems like even though this one's only 46 inches wide, it might hold a little bit more material than the John Deere, because notice this shape here goes all the way back. Well, on the John Deere, you have a 49 inch wide bucket interior, but you don't have that same space, this contours. So I almost feel like, because it just doesn't go as deep, I almost feel like this holds a little bit less. I will say though, this bucket is a little heavier duty, and it is perfectly straight and level right now anyway, until somebody bends it, right? If you want instructions on how to operate the B7500, I'll plug that video in right here, and instructions on the John Deere 2305, I can also plug a video in up there that I did. Now, if you want 3-point implements, this is the machine you're going to need. I always leave the tiller on it. It only comes off if you want to take it off and put a different, either the box blade or the rake on there. So that's that. Do not have a backhoe for the Kubota. And this one, the Backhoe always stays on. I never take it off. These are actually notorious for a weak case for the 3-point hitch, or for the PTO. I've heard stories of those things blowing up. It's got this aluminum case back there and whatever. So I don't put any 3-point implements on this. I only keep the Backhoe on it, and this digs to about 6 foot deep. Comfort wise, the reward is definitely going to go to the John Deere, because this just has a much better feel to it. The seat has more cushion, and again, that lower center of gravity gives you more confidence, especially when you're on slopes. The Kubota, you are up a little bit higher, it seems, on the seat. I don't know what the measurement is, but this seat is just not as comfy. One thing I don't like about these small John Deeres is the hydraulics are very slow when you're at idle. Watch how slow this bucket is. So that's going up right now, and this is going to be curling the bucket, curling it back. Now you do get full speed if you rev this out to 2500. It's going to be a lot quicker, and that's your full pace. Go down, up, but check out the Kubota. So at idle, this is the speed going up, speed going down, and then look at that curling. Look how fast that thing's going. So, and when you rev this out, it goes pretty darn fast. I mean, bringing up to the same thing, about 2500. Look how quick those hydraulics are on that. Almost too quick, to be honest, because if you're doing something that is intricate, like unloading from a truck or whatever, I've thought about putting that flow control valve in line for this because it's honestly just a little bit too fast. But for productivity wise, that is nice. Of course, you just rev this one out and it works just fine. But if it's late night and you're just kind of putting around and you don't want to piss your neighbors off, then having that speed at idle is good. Couple other items I don't like about this John Deere. Yes, with the smaller wheels, you're getting that lower center of gravity, but you also don't have a lot of ground clearance. So if you're working on rough terrain, you got to be very careful. And I mean, look where they put the filter for the hydrostatic transmission. It's only like, I don't know, 8 inches off the ground or something. And they have hoses hanging down here too. So I've thought about putting a skid plate under. But Kubota definitely is much higher. Another thing is, I was using this the other day and I was getting real close to a tree. You know, I had the tree like right around here. And these hydraulic hoses, there's quick couplings right behind here. They stick out past the deck. So you could easily clip that on a tree if you're going around a tree real tight to dump a load or something. I almost did that the other day. The Kubota does not have anything protruding from the deck at all. And of course the ground clearance is definitely better. I mean, I don't know how well you can see in the video, but no hoses hanging down this one, but that's actually covered up. And filters up out of the way. There's also a little fan on the John Deere that's spinning up here too to cool the transmission, so that can get sticks and things jammed up in it. But overall, I mean, both are amazing tractors. They're both made in Japan. This has got the Kubota motor and of course the Yanmar in this one. I think anything else. Oh, maintenance wise, I love the grease fitting location on these John Deeres. You got the grease fittings for the front loader all on the side. Very quick access, and you have a quick release front bucket from the factory. No modifications necessary. I think the later Kubotas have that too, but on this one, to get all the grease fittings, I mean, you gotta like put the loader at a certain location to get them all and kind of search them all out because they're not on the sides. Now, height wise, the Kubota does have a taller rollover protection at about 85 inches, and these are all rough measurements I'm giving you. It's reducible down to 64 inches because it's fold down. The John Deere is not folding, and that's about 77 inches. So something to keep in mind. They both have power steering. And what else? Length. The John Deere is just under 15 feet, and the Kubota is just under 14 feet. Now these do have, both of them have hydrostatic transmissions, so you just push the pedal to go. The only difference is on the Kubota, forward is up here and reverse is back here, and on the John Deere, forward, reverse. Can't say which one I really like better. They both just take a little getting used to, and they both work fine. Another dislike on the John Deere is the headlight is very susceptible to rocks hitting it and breaking it. That's already happened once when I had a guy using it. Just it's the way its design is, because if you check out, you know, it's plastic too, but if you look over on the Kubota, the headlights are recessed back here. They're round. They are actually glass, but rocks that hit up here, they don't pound right into it. I do like that, and they both have pretty good heavy duty push guards on them, or whatever you want to call that. But the John Deere one does have to be folded down to pop the hood. You just rotate that and then right here, pull there, boom. Both got hood props on them. Last difference, John Deere has an electronic fuel cutoff, so you can just turn the key to shut it off. The Kubota does not, it's mechanical. So if you turn this key off, it does not shut off. You gotta pull that mechanical fuel shut off valve to kill the diesel. Gotta give it to the Kubota though when it comes to the looks department, because with that stout, tough looking front end and those round headlights, big tires, for a subcompact, I think she looks pretty good. The John Deere don't look bad either, but you know, the front end just doesn't have that tough look. Probably missed some items, but the main point of this video was to just show you a side-by-side of these two units, go over some of the measurements, couple the mechanical differences, and really just give you an idea what they're about. So again, if you want those instructional videos, I'll plug those in down below again, or any other videos on these, let me know, comment below, let me know how your day's going, any of that kind of stuff. Hugely appreciate it. Drop the video a thumbs up, you know, check out the channel, and until next time, this is KZ Guy 2, Chris Brown, No Nonsense Know How, one of those. Not even sure which channel this video is going on, but yeah, hopefully it helped you out. I'll see you in the next one.